my situation is a little different from everyone else's just because my dad is a high school coach. And, he's been around baseball for many, many years, and he taught me how to play. So it's not like, my father didn't play baseball and, every now and then we get to play catch. I think every time I go home in the off season, when we're at the field, he's always doing stuff with us for baseball. So I'm very lucky, as a player to be able to say that, my dad grew up playing baseball and taught me how to play baseball. So I get to play catch with him all the time, and not only him, also my mom. So very, very lucky, and I thank God every day for my parents and what they've done for me. I'm very proud to be able to say that I play catch with my dad regularly.
It's probably been a while. My dad only played Little League. That's the highest he got to. So at a certain point, I started throwing a little too hard for him to catch. I think it's a big American thing. Baseball's our game, and I think everybody dreams of when they get older playing catch with their kid. Having that one glove that the kid uses for 15 years until he gets to our level, it gets gloves for free.
Probably when I was 10 or 12, and it was just in the backyard. He'd come home from work, and I'd always run by and say, "Hey, you want to play catch? You want to play catch?" And he was always there to say, "Yeah, fine." Even no matter how bad his day might have been at work, whatever, he was always there to be able to just have fun, let me have fun, and I love doing it every time. I think it's just something that everybody does. It's fun. You can relax. You can let go of everything, daily life, and it's just you're there with your kid. You're able to throw. He's having fun. So the dad's always going to have fun if your kid's having fun. So I think it's just a way to let go and just grasp life and the nice things about it. He would always throw knuckleballs. He somehow had a good knuckleball, and I was so impressed by it. I always wanted to throw it. I could never do it, and he would just. I don't know. He'd always touch me, and that's what I remember.
It's so funny. My dad's the guy who was instrumental in me playing baseball, but he never really played himself. The only thing he really did was play church softball. So when it came to playing catch, like in Field of Dreams, the scene at the end of the movie and stuff like that, we never really had an opportunity to do that. But we did more stuff, more important stuff, and that was we go to 10 Met games a year, and he'd teach me how to keep score. He'd teach me the rules of the game. I was probably so well bred on baseball without having to play catch with my dad to know how much of an effect my dad had on the game of baseball for me. So I didn't get to do what a lot of kids had an opportunity to do, but I got to do a lot more. America's pastime. I mean, it's America's pastime. This is what it's what you do. I mean, when you're a little kid, the one thing you watch TV, you watch a baseball game on TV, say, I want to do that. And then you get to the playoffs and the World Series and say, I want to live that. And, that's what everybody wants to do. And a lot of parents, sometimes too much so, but a lot of them live precariously through their kids, so they want them to do well because they didn't have that opportunity to do well. But you throw that aside and you just say, hey, it's what baseball's all about. They say it's apple pie, it's America, it's all that other stuff. It really is. Baseball brings you together. It really does. It's not only just America, but it's life lessons. What you learn on the baseball field, you can take into the real world and survive on just what you learn off the baseball field. So, it's got so many different avenues and different positive approaches that you can live through and on, and it's just a great thing.
I do. We lived in Encino, California, and we had a big front yard. We had almost a whole acre of land, which is nice in that part of the world. And a big, beautiful yard, and we used to go out on a fairly regular basis and have a catch. And I know that I remember hearing the Kevin Costner story about there was a dispute about how the script should read in the movie Field of Dreams. Should they say, hey Dad, want to play catch or have a catch? And have a catch won out. And for whatever reason, that's what I grew up hearing. Hey, want to have a catch? So we would go out in the front yard and do that and have a catch. And it started when I was probably 6 or 7. We were actually living in New York at that time, then we moved to California. Then, yes, I remember the last time. The last time I was probably in my 20s when we did it the last time, or maybe in my 30s. And it's a special memory, and it gets more special as time goes on. There was a routine. It was generally on the weekends, Saturday and or Sunday, when the idea would come up, and it would usually be spur of the moment, and we'd go out there, and he had a catcher's glove that probably goes back to the Smokey Burgess era, and we would play, and then eventually he would crouch down because he was a catcher, in high school. He played for Lincoln High, and he also attended Erasmus Hall, where Sandy Koufax went, and Al Davis. And then I would pitch, and he would catch, and it was always great memories. Terrific.
Let's see, okay, my dad, he was a pitcher, fast pitch softball pitcher. I always played fast pitch softball growing up in the summertime in Tonopah. And then I want to say I came home from college after my junior, I think it was after my junior year, and it was all the sons played their dads in a fast pitch game, and he pitched, and I warmed him up because I always used to have to catch him. And I don't remember ever playing catch with him other than that, after that, you know. So I was probably 21 years old, so it's a long time ago, 36 years ago. Don't know it's the last time, you know, you never even think about that, but yeah, of course it is, yeah.